It's BD. I'm going to try to make this one a bit quicker than normal. I said I was going to swear off Reddit, but I didn't, apparently. And this post came up that was interesting, and it kind of validates what I've been saying for a year now, so we're going to talk about it. So, long time GB user, FaltW75, made a post asking over the past, if you have used fatigue tracking methods for the past 6 months and have gained, or a 6 month period, or the opposite and have not gained over a 6 month period while tracking strain. So the screen is up, and basically it is 34 yes to 17 no. 51 votes casted in total. When I first checked, it was 19 to 4 last night, but doesn't really matter, early voting, all that jazz. But this doesn't really have anything to do with like a typical poll, huh? Anyway, so to me, this shows that there's significant evidence that tracking strain does indeed have a purpose. Now, another issue with this poll is that they did not have a results click. So that means people that just want to see the results have to choose between yes or no. Most of the time, they're going to select no. And therefore, is going to skew the negative test rather than the positive test, because like obviously they did not do it. So like this poll could have been more accurate, and then in the future, if it does come up again, hopefully we have a results option as well. But anyway, to me, it just makes it seem like tracking strain is more effective. Now, for the 17 people that are not tracking strain, and I can switch back to my face, is that there is going to be a margin of user error when tracking elongation. And this is why Hank's not really a big fan of it to a certain extent, because depending on where you place the ruler, depending on how hard you pull each time, and depending on your own viewing angle, can change the unit of measure. So in a device that's going to be relatively consistent, but once you come out and start tracking fatigue, that's where you're going to be running into like parallax error. Well, that's when like the camera moves, and then you can see the differences in the observation point. So what I'm saying is like these individuals could be getting into the zone, but they're actually not, because they're like looking here instead of back here. So like I don't know if I can show it on the camera. So pay attention to the like right here. It's going to appear closer, but if there's someone behind it, it's going to look bigger because the numbers change. So if you hold the ruler up like this, pull your penis straight out, you'll have a longer penis because of the viewpoint, but it's really not any bigger. So that's one issue with it. And then the amount you pull is going to change your length too, obviously. So unless you're like doing it like I do it, put your dick against the table, make sure you're like directly over. For me, it's the 8, and then pull. There's going to be some inconsistency, so you got to keep that in mind. But yeah, so between potential user error and the default results no vote, I think this is skewed a bit negative. But this does not automatically prove that strain and fatigue is 100% accurate, even though I pulled it from a scientific study. All it's saying is, yes, there's efficacy to using these methods, but we need to compare it to, let's say, the control group who does not track strain, does like a more traditional routine, see who gains faster, and then compare it to the amount of work they're actually doing to see which one's more efficient. That would be the actual way to test if strain is more efficient. And I can only speak anecdotally, but and you guys have been seeing my posts lately about how insane my size is lately. But since I switched to like this interval approach, I have gained much faster with a lot less work. And so to me, I'm not really reinventing the wheel. More so, I'm just telling you to change your tires, right? So like all I'm saying is break your sets or break your sessions down into more sets, and you'll get faster elongation. You won't have to do as much work. That's all I'm really saying, right? And that would be an easy thing to test in a lab setting, but like when you're online, there's so much room for user error. It's going to be very hard to test. So that's why we rely on anecdotal evidence. Another thing that I thought was really interesting, and I'm going to see if I can pull it up without showing a penis. I think I've talked about scraping one or two times on this YouTube channel already, but basically you take a gua sha blade, you brush aside your penis gently, kind of like that, much pressure, so it's going to be easily sliding. It should feel relatively nice. And that's going to cause the collagen fibrils to slide against each other, and that's going to make them relax. So, in theory, you will be able to gain, or at least expand and elongate faster because those tissues are more relaxed and you're not working. It's not really a groundbreaking concept to physiotherapists. Like, no doubt, if you manipulate the tissue a bit, it's going to be easier to stretch and then work with down the line. But, like, to a lot of people, they do not put the connection together. This is just physiotherapy on your penis. But anyway, we have 4 different posts that bring up how great tunica scraping has been for them. So, sorry, I was just checking the comments. So, this one, 228 upvotes. 97 upvotes. This guy has been a bit of a, I don't want to call him like a full-on critic, but he does call me out on my shit sometimes. He also believes tunica scraping is legitimate. And then scraping is real. 6 days ago, 34 upvotes. So, again, guys, I'm not trying to like reinvent PE. All I'm really doing is like making sure our exercises are efficient. And scraping hasn't really been done before from my understanding. But there's different exercises like semi-erect bends, fulcrum stretches, and then a bunch of like massage mechanics have been taught before. And it's not like I'm changing any of that stuff. It's just like telling you why it works rather than say just do it, right? So yeah, there's still work to do to prove my stuff right, but like to me, we're making, at least the community is making strides in the right direction to help me out and prove my point. Just want to toot my own horn a bit, and the good news is, since I've spent so much time writing about this stuff in a book, you can easily find all my theories in the description below. BD's Big Book of Length, BD's Girth Expansion Pack. It's also available in a bundle. Shameless plug as always. So, I'm going to have more thought-provoking. Yeah, I'm going to have more thought-provoking content for you in the next coming weeks. I asked Perv about what he would recommend me read to get better with fascia, so now I have to buy a $100 textbook. But some light reading, if you will. And I will go from there, and then hopefully that'll help me expand my theories more, right? But I will talk to you in the next one.